Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all for taking the time to hear our presentation on how major college athletic programs have a relationship on alumni donations and the quality of student applicants. Presenting for you today is myself, Bryce Desai, and
I'm Ivy Eller.
I'm no Eddleman.
And I'm Nick Garlisch.
we are representing this college's athletic program. So, when high school seniors are applying to universities, they're looking for more than just a 4 year degree or an education. They're looking for a home away from home. They're looking for a community that they can feel a member of and belong in. And universities are a great way for students to find that. And college sports help strengthen this community. Athletics are traditionally a way to build a sense of unity and camaraderie. And in the college environment, athletics are of utmost importance for the social relationships for students. And so these athletic programs, they help develop a sense of pride for their school as well, which is essential for how the school is represented on a national scale. And therefore, the reason we're coming today to ask for an increase in investment in our athletic programs is that from what we have found, successful programs can improve the status and quality of the school in various ways, such as the improvement of national recognition of the school, the quality of new student applicants, and alumni relations. So overall, treat this like an investment in the stock market. You're investing some money into the athletic program, but in return, you will have a much greater university and in turn, a much more valuable and much better asset as the university. So to take a deeper dive into how application rates are actually affected by college athletics, we are referencing a study from Anderson College Sports from 2016. And this study noticed some rather significant discrepancies between high performing BCS schools or Bowl Champion Series schools versus non BCS schools. But to provide some context to it, extracurriculars are an essential aspect when college applicants are considering which university they're going to go to. Social interaction, it goes hand in hand with athletic events. And this can be found through things such as tailgates, attending basketball games, or even attending the smaller events such as a tennis match per se. Overall, this increases the student engagement whenever the program is successful. And this helps create overall better college experience, which in turn makes the school more valuable. And that's really what we're going for here. The higher value of the school, the higher value it is for the administration, the athletic program, and the students overall. So to reference the study from Anderson College Sports, we have found that high performing universities will attract high quality applicants. On average, there's about 7,000 more applicants to these Bowl Champion Series schools, such as universities in the SEC or the ACC. And this demonstrates how there's just a greater desire to attend a university with a successful program. Also, we've seen that there's an increase in the average SAT score of these incoming high school seniors. We've identified that there's an average SAT score of approximately 1,101 as opposed to 984. And this will demonstrate just an increased knowledge that the students are bringing into the university, which will in turn reflect well on the academics, and the extracurriculars that the university will have. And also, exclusivity is a major factor in any business. And BCS schools typically accept 7% less applicants. Therefore, that makes these colleges much more desirable and will most likely lead to more students wanting to achieve attending this university. So overall, successful athletics improve the school, which will attract successful students. And here we have just a demonstration, a graphic for you. And while it might not look like much of a difference, it is significant when it comes to how these students will be performing in the classroom and how they will impact the university outside of the classroom.
Thank you for that, Bryce. So he kind of went into the quality of applicants, and I'm going to go more into the effect that these big time sports have on alumni donations. So we're talking about the effect on alumni donations. What exactly affects the size of these donations and the amount? We all know that a large portion of school funding is received from donations. That's stacked on top of funding from a federal level, a state level, and a local level. So donations are a huge bonus for university. Public universities usually have a smaller amount of donations, and private universities have a larger amount. And that gives us a real good way to look at it when we see the effect of sports on the size of these donations. So how do we judge athletic success? Well, Robert Bade and Jeff Sundberg did a study on this, the effect of athletic success on alumni donations. They found that, first they decided that bowl appearances and win percentage should judge what is athletic success. And with this study, they found that athletic success not only had a positive effect on alumni donations, but an overwhelmingly positive effect. It had a 54% increase, in fact. So when we talk about people like Ben Roethlisberger and Tim Hudson, they're just two examples of athletes who have made over 1 million in donations to their respective alma maters. Ben Roethlisberger went to Miami of Ohio. He was a quarterback there. So if you put it in perspective, $1 million donation to your alma mater, we're talking 54% increase. That's over $1.5 million. So it is just a great investment for the university overall. And this can work both ways. I mean, if a school does negatively, it may have a negative effect on alumni donations. So it's just a very interesting kind of way that athletic success can affect the amount that a school receives in donations.
Thank you, Nick. And I'm just going to build on top of that of how you explain certain schools and how certain people, their donations are so, just important to the school and their fundraising in general. So here I have Clemson University. They have a organization called IPTAY, and that stands for I Pay 10 a year. This fundraiser was started a long time ago. It was one of the very first fundraisers that Clemson could start up. It was actually a football coach that started the fundraiser to help his players out because he knew that some players were really struggling to, stay in school, have the money to do what they needed to do to live, to buy the necessary foods that they needed being away from home. So this organization was built to contribute to the football program and the football program specifically. I thought it was very interesting that it was just the football program and not the whole athletic department. So the reason that it was mainly towards the football program is because of the football coach who decided to come up with this idea. So I Pay 10 a year there's roughly 17,115 members in the group currently this year. On the sides, you can see where the donation levels, they come in ranks. So everybody has to pay a minimum of $10, but majority of people pay more than that. These benefits that people are donating from these alumni, they can come from, $15 to millions of dollars. They contribute many, many times a year, and they do this because these donations are also benefits that they get. A couple of benefits that they allow these to have. So with the Tiger Cub Club, starting at the lowest, they give 5 students a in-study session. So this money goes to student athletes to build scholarships and also build their athletic and academic career. These organizations are detrimental to Clemson's donations because it covers majority of half of all of the donations that they receive yearly. These donations are incentives for the player and the athletic facilities to keep on growing so that these universities can allow these players to excel and not have to worry about anything, but also they're growing and growing, which is making more and more people want to come to the university and apply.
Thank you, Ivy. I will now go into the colleges that have sports teams against the colleges that do not. So we know that there are numerous positive effects for colleges with successful sports teams. Now, these teams can be broken down to the BCS teams, which were described earlier, and then non-BCS teams. Now, both have very positive effects on a college, but specifically BCS teams have very high proportions of alumni donations, applicants, and acceptance rates, but not everybody's a Clemson. So even these non-BCS schools still have great benefit. They have a higher first-time in-state enrollment, as well as a higher average SAT score for the initial enrollees. But regardless of a team's success, it is beneficial for a college to support its sports teams. As stated previously, it brings us into community. It allows students to feel more connected to their school, have something to support and cheer for and get excited for on the weekends. And for that reason, we believe that it is very beneficial to put more monetary investment into a sports team.
Thank you, Noah. Now I would like the audience to be able to really engage as I conclude this presentation up for us. In conclusion to our findings, it's clear that the success of the collegiate sports is closely tied to the overall success and growth of any university, BCS or non-BCS. Popular collegiate sports instill a sense of community and support for one's university, which often continues post-graduation. This long-term commitment is extremely beneficial to the continued growth of a university. High-performing teams at BCS schools tend to receive more funding and alumni support, and they also increase benefits to the student population. Non-BCS schools, they see increasing in the first time in states enrollment at a high average SAT scores for the incoming freshmen. So now that we have concluded our presentation on BCS schools and non-BCS schools with alumni donations and their contribution, I would like the audience to be able to have the time to give us your input, give us your feedback, and give us what you like, what you think. So we have a question at the bottom that says, do you believe that alumni donations are an accelerating portion of the donations gifted to an institution? And down below, we have a response link that you can give us your take, give us your input. You can write as much or as little, but just enough to give you guys a time to interact with us and let us know what you think. Thank you guys for taking the time to listen to this presentation and allowing us to present it. Have a blessed day.